Michael Vandegrift, MCV Realty Group.
We're going to another episode of Military Minute. We have a very distinguished guest with us today. We're going to...
Our mission is to be the real estate company of choice, to always utilize resources and technology to provide the best service to all of our clients, to be able to provide the options to best fit each client's needs, to treat every client like family, and guide them to a destination. Our vision, to be your real estate agent and advisor for life, to help guide you through each chapter of your life, honestly, ethically, and when you're ready.
Hello everyone, Michael Vandegrift, MCV Realty, coming to you with the 3Rivers Market Report for July 17, 2024. And I've got a special guest on here today, Scott Saylor with Bailey & Wood, reputable local lender.
Hi guys, thanks for having me on the Market Report. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, and what we do on this Market Report is we go through each week at 8 a.m. every Wednesday morning. I clock the market. So you get a real indicators and real data of what the market is doing, where it's going, what we think, from the actual point of view. It's not skewed by anybody. Nobody controls me. Nobody tells me what I have to say. This is what I see on the market, what it's doing, and so that you can make a better educated home buying decision.
Just the data, folks.
Just the data.
Just the data.
Yeah, we're bringing you the facts here. And we saw active available homes. Highest has been this year, came in at 529 active available homes for sale, showing up 6% week over week, up 38% year over year.
Awesome. We
saw new listings come in up 40% week over week, up 22% year over year, which that really shows, as a consumer, when you're looking at that number, you're showing optimism. People are optimistic that the market's still moving, that they can sell their house, because nobody just wakes up in the morning and goes, oh, I want to sell my house today. And then sold is always an important number because that's reality. That's homes that have actually sold. A buyer gave them an offer, they accepted it, they processed it, got it all the way to closing. And as a lender, sometimes you can run into a lot of road bumps, getting to that closing table from accepted offer to closing.
Absolutely. Between the appraisals, inspection, there's a number of things that can come up. But yeah, it feels like the market's starting to move.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, solds were up 47% week over week, down just 3% year over year. And then that brings us to pendings, which are accepted offers. Homes that have an accepted offer and are processing now, getting their diligence done on the home. And those were up 22% week over week, down 17% year over year. And we also saw median sale price come in at $265,000, showing up 6% from last year. So we're showing 6% appreciation. Homes are still appreciating, even with interest rates going up. Now, since you are a lender, what are interest rates right now?
Gosh, it's kind of a loaded question. There's a lot of variables that play into it, but you're seeing conventional rates somewhere in that low sevens area. You're seeing FHA rates getting into the mid to high sixes. Any of your government rates, you're going to see mid to high sixes right now. You might see something in the sevens if it's poor credit, but other than that, we're hovering around that 7% mark, 7 1/8, somewhere in that neighborhood. So, and obviously that's not a quote, guys. That's just me giving you a ballpark without a truth in lending statement. But that's a realistic quote. As you get into the higher loan amounts, which is starting to seem like we're seeing higher loan amounts in general, it feels like we're getting a little reprieve on the higher loan amounts on some of the lower rates. So if you have questions, by all means, shoot us a call.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we look at the 7%, correct me if I'm wrong, we're looking at historical average rates.
Well, right. That's where, as far as
historically.
Oh, yeah.
That's an average rate.
Wonderful. Those are wonderful rates when you look back the last 20, 25 years. It just feels high compared to those 3s and 4s that everybody has, but that we had years ago. But no, historically speaking, the rates are still solid.
And days on market, we saw speed up quite a bit from last week. We saw it come down 11 days on average, down to 19 average, 5 median, versus last year this time we were about the same, 20 average and 5 median, which is one of the fastest markets in history still.
And days on market just means what? How they listed it and then?
Days on market, yes, from the time you list the home till an accepted offer.
Okay.
That's your average days on market.
And from that point, then it goes to pending.
Correct.
Okay. And then once they close, then it's considered a sold property.
Correct. Then it's a sold property. Thank you for clarifying
that.
Well,
we learn something new every time we do these shows. So
this process typically from pending to closing is about 30 days on average.
True.
And then we also saw the last 12 months comparable sold homes come in at 4,340 for Fort Wayne Metro, showing just down 5.4%. which we saw that peak last year at negative 18%, because last year, we have to remember, was a housing recession. First time in a decade that we've sold under 5,000 homes in Fort Wayne.
Really?
Actually, yes. And we're showing, and another thing I tell people is that you can tell by the buyer demand's still strong. We still have 4.1 buyers per listing that's coming up. So that means, yeah, you've got, when you list a home in this market, you price it right, you've got 4.1, buyers that are ready, able, and willing.
Guys, think about that. When you're talking to a lender and you're wanting to get pre-approved, guys, if there's going to be 4 buyers for every home that's on the market, that means 3 of those people have probably already got pre-approval in place, letter in hand. So when they go to look at that home on a Saturday or a Sunday, they're not scrambling trying to get a hold of a lender to try to get pre-approved at that point. They're already done and ready to write an offer. So please, even if it's not with us, just make sure your pre-approval letter is in hand. Make sure you're prepared to write an offer before you go look at home. It's just a win for everybody. So that's my financial advice.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I tell people, get pre-approved early. I know it does expire typically in 90 days. What do you tell people on that? I usually tell them that that's no big deal. As long as nothing's changed in your debt to income or anything, they're just going to reissue it.
That's a great question. So the credit report is what actually expires. Once that credit report expires, then the pre-approval letter expires. In order to re-establish that pre-approval letter, typically we just need an updated pay stub or 2 and then an updated bank statement. So we will re-pull credit at some point, but yeah, that's really about all we need to do to reapply for that pre-approval.
That's your market report in a nutshell. Scott, you got any last words?
No, guys, God bless, be safe. If you have questions, we're always here. Thanks, guys.
Happy hunting, grace and peace.